Namaskar. Friends, as you all know, this is the time of the Rath Yatra. Now, let me speak a few words to you about this festival. The Rath Yatra, or the Festival of Chariots. The Festival of Chariots is one of India's most celebrated and revered festivals, deeply rooted in the tapestry of Indian culture and spirituality, ori- originating in the ancient city of Puri. Rath Yatra symbolizes the annual journey of Lord Jagannath along with his siblings Balabhadra and Devi Subhadra from their temple to their garden palace, the Gundicha temple. While Puri remains the epicenter of this vibrant celebration, Rath Yatra is enthusiastically observed in various parts of India, each adding its unique flavor to the festivities. The preparations for the Rath Yatra in Puri begin months in advance, with artisans and craftsmen meticulously constructing the chariots using traditional methods. The Rath Yatra in Puri is a grand spectacle, drawing millions of devotees and tourists across the globe. Intricately decorated and towering in height, the three colossal chariots are pulled through the streets by fervent devotees, chanting and singing hymns. Being part of the Rath Yatra in Puri felt like a life changing experience last year as a devotee from Kolkata. It felt as if the entire universe was united in celebrating the divine journey of Lord Jagannath. Ahmedabad hosts one of the largest Rath Yatra celebrations outside Puri. The Jagannath Temple in Ahmedabad organizes a grand procession featuring beautifully adorned chariots, elephants, and devotional music. It is a time of immense joy and devotion, for the entire city comes alive with chants, music, and a sense of community. Kolkata, known for the cultural richness, celebrates Rath Yatra enthusiastically. The ISKCON temple in Kolkata witnesses a large turnout of local and international devotees. The procession, accompanied by kirtans and bhajans, traverses through the city's bustling streets. Rath Yatra in Kolkata is a unique blend of devotion and culture. The sight of the chariots moving in the city with people from all walks of life is indeed heartwarming. In Lucknow, the Gaudiya Math temple, beautifully adorned with flowers and lights, is the focal point of the Rath Yatra celebrations. The event is a significant highlight in the city's spiritual calendar, drawing thousands of devotees and visitors. Is a festival that brings everyone together. The joys and devotion in the air are infectious. Pulling the chariot is indeed a personal blessing from the Lord. In Delhi, the Rath Yatra, which is organized by ISKCON Delhi, is a major event that draws thousands of participants. The procession is marked by a series of cultural programs and spiritual discourses. A devotee says, "This is a spiritual, enriching experience. It brings a sense of peace and fulfillment, knowing that we are a part of a tradition that has been celebrated for centuries." In Mumbai, the Rath Yatra is celebrated with grandeur and enthusiasm. The chariots are pulled through the busy streets, accompanied by music, dance, and a sea of devotees. As the chariots roll down the streets, they carry with them not just the deities, but the hopes, dreams, and unwavering devotion of millions of devotees. The Baripada Rath Yatra in Mayurbhanj district is one of the oldest and most famous Rath Yatras in Odisha after Puri. Here, Goddess Subhadra's Rath is pulled by women. This unique practice started 49 years ago, celebrates female empowerment and promotes gender equality in religious practices. Sri Hari Baldevji Vijay Temple, which was built in 1975 at Baripada, is considered second Sri Kshetra. The temple was built with laterite stone by Maharaja Pattanaik in 1575. The Rath Yatra began the same year. Now there is a myth. According to legend, Maharaja Dev had gone to Puri in all his royal splendor, but Gajapati, the Maharaja of Puri, refused to grant him permission to enter with his convoy. The Maharaja atoned by carrying out penance near Atharnala on the outskirts of Puri. Lord Jagannath appeared in the Maharaja's dream and ordered him to construct a temple at Baripada. Lord Jagannath also approached the Puri Gajapati in a dream and told him to give the drawing and design of Puri temple to King Baidyanath and to provide him necessary support for the construction of the Lord's temple at Baripada. Following this, Sri Hari Baldev Vijay's temple was built by Maharaja Dev at Baripada. The Rath Yatra at Baripada is also known for the 13-day sojourn of the deities. A day after the Rath Yatra at Puri, the pulling of the chariots begins here at Baripada, while on the day of the Rath Yatra, only the Pahandi of deities is performed. The chariot of Lord Balabhadra is pulled to the Mausima temple, that is the Gundicha temple, and Goddess Subhadra's chariot is pulled half of the distance that day. Lord Jagannath's chariot is pulled on the second day after Goddess Subhadra reaches her aunt's abode. The practice of women pulling Darpadalana, the chariot of Goddess Subhadra, started in 1975 and has been continuing ever since. The then Chief Minister of Odisha, Nandini Satpathy, had gone to Baripada on the day of the Rath Yatra in 1975 and pulled the chariot of Goddess Subhadra. Other women devotees joined her. Thereafter, the district administration, led by Vivekananda Pattanaik, the then collector and district magistrate of Baripada, proposed that women should pull the chariot of Goddess Subhadra to mark the International Women's Year celebrations back in 1975. This idea was hugely supported by eminent women leaders of Baripada. Thus, the practice continues to this day. Thousands of women today throng to hold the sacred rope of the goddess Subhadra's Rath and pull the chariot. Devotees also travel from Baleswar, Keonjhar, and states like West Bengal, Jharkhand, and Chhattisgarh, especially for this. This year, the President of India also put out a hand to pull Devi Subhadra's Rath. This unique tradition celebrates female empowerment and promotes gender equality in religious practices. The district administration also makes necessary arrangements for the Rath Yatra. A large contingent women's police force is employed to protect the women who pull the chariot and also to keep a watch during the yatra of the goddess Subhadra to the Gundicha temple. Rath Yatra celebrations in Devgarh stands out with its unique traditions and customs. The Rath Yatra in Devgarh, while aligning with the broader celebrations in Puri and other parts of Odisha, incorporates distinct practices that make it a special event. In most parts of Odisha, including Puri, the Rath Yatra is held on the second day of the fortnight of Asadha, known as Asadha Suklapakya Dvitiya, according to the Odia calendar. However, in Devgarh, the chariot of the deities is pulled from the Jagannath temple at Purunagarh in Devgarh a day after Asadha Suklapakya Dvitiya. The deities are placed in a single chariot here. This unique timing has been a long-standing tradition in Devgarh, adding a distinctive flavor to the festival. In addition to this, Rath Yatra in Devgarh is celebrated over 3 days, unlike the single-day celebrations in other parts of the state. However, in a departure, Rath Yatra in Puri was over 2 days this year, with the main festivals Netra Utsav and Nava Jauvan Darshan coinciding on July 2nd. On Asadha Suklapakya Dvitiya, the deities are placed on a chariot for the darshan of devotees. This marks the beginning of the 3 day celebrations. The chariot is then pulled to the Mausima temple for the next 2 days. This extended celebration allows devotees more time for the festivities. A senior journalist from Devgarh explains that this unique tradition allows people to participate in Devgarh's Rath Yatra after attending the grand festival at Puri. This scheduling ensures that the devotees do not have to choose between the two events, thereby enhancing the participation and devotion in both places, he explains. The history of the Jagannath temple in Devgarh dates back to 1703, when it was constructed by King Prataprudra Dev of the Bamanda state. To ensure that the people could participate in Devgarh Rath Yatra after witnessing the festival in Puri, King Prataprudra Dev initiated the tradition of pulling the Rath for 3 days. This thoughtful gesture has continued through the years, held by successive kings like Sarveswar Dev, Arjun Dev, and Balonka Brusavar Dev. Each king contributed to the temple and the festival in his own way, enhancing its cultural and religious significance. King Brajasundar Dev constructed the Mukhasala and the Bhoga Mandap in the temple, adding to its architectural grandeur. In 1908, King Sachidananda Tribhuvan Dev published a book outlining the rules and regulations of the temple. This publication not only compiled the practices and traditions of the temple, but also ensured their continuity for future generations. The king of Odisha has neither any kingdom nor army, yet the one day he steps forward, display his royal grandeur is on the Rath Yatra when he performs the Chera Para. The ritual involves the king sweeping the decks of the chariots with a gold-plated broomstick. The king arrives in a palanquin with a hood, tamjan, also called mehna, in a procession and performs the ritual with utmost dedication. Chera in Odia means sprinkling of holy water, while Pahara means sweeping. This ritual is performed to show the devotion of the king to the Lord. It also implies that all are equal before the Lord. The Maharaja is also like a sweeper when he comes to the Lord. So caste should be abolished. The Lord did not create caste. but man has done so. The Hindu community must do their best to get rid of caste. Gajapati Maharaja Divyasingha Dev, who is the Scion of the erstwhile royal kingdom of Utkal, has been performing the Chera Pahara ritual in Puri for over 50 years now. Taking cue from the Gajapati Maharaja, the royal Scions of different areas of the state who have patronized or built Jagannath temples in the past also perform Chera Pahara. I have maintained that this tradition after my father's death in 1974, says Ashok Kumar Narendra Dev, son of Sisir Kumar Narendra Dev, the king of Mahuri estate in Ganjam district. He has been performing Chera Pahara at Khaspa Street Rath Yatra in Berhampur since 1975. This year, the 67-year-old will complete 50 years of his Chera Pahara. Although he and his family have shifted to Bhubaneswar, he has never taken any break from the ritual. In a departure from the traditionally male-led event, the women of two royal families in Ganjam and Gajapati districts have been performing the Chera Pahara for the past few years. Sulakshana Gitanjali Devi and Kalyani Devi, the royal Scions of Dharakot estate in Ganjam and Parlakyamundi in Gajapati district, respectively performed the Chera Pahara due to the absence of male heirs. Like their male counterparts, these women too turn up in royal grandeur to perform the ritual under the guidance of the priests. Sulakshana Devi has been performing the service of the Lord the last few years after the death of her father, the late Kishore Chandra Singh Dev. Kalyani Devi, daughter of Gopinath Gajapati, former MP, Berhampur, has been doing the same at Parlakyamundi for the last 8 years after the death of her father. As Kalyani is the only heir of the royal family, she practices the royal tradition. Hera Panchami is celebrated on the 5th day of the Rath Yatra. This ritual encapsulates a unique and deeply symbolic narrative within the Hindu tradition, where goddess Lakshmi embarks on a quest to find her consort, Lord Jagannath, who has temporarily left their abode for the Gundicha temple. During Rath Yatra, Jagannath ventures out of his temple with his siblings, leaving Lakshmi behind. Goddess Bimala, who has a temple dedicated to her in the Sri Mandir compound, advises her to bring back her husband. Hurt and angry, Lakshmi marches towards the Gundicha temple on the Hera Panchami day. Jagannath temple is unique in the sense that the primary deity here is not worshipped with his consort Lakshmi, but with his siblings Balabhadra and Subhadra. Lakshmi has a separate temple dedicated to her close to the main shrine. It is said that one can detect a certain sadness in the face of Lakshmi because she is not staying with her husband in the main temple after reaching the Gundicha main temple. After reaching the Gundicha temple, Lakshmi and Jagannath argue with each other. Angry and hurt, she breaks a piece of Jagannath's chariot, the Nandi Ghosh. When Jagannath returns after Bahura, she stops him from entering the Sri Mandir. Lakshmi returns to the Sri Mandir from the Hera Gohiri side. It is said that she is repentant of her acts of anger and so travels back through the by lane instead of taking the main street. Hera Panchami finds mention in many books like Sri Gundicha by Jagannath Das, Vamadeva Sanghita and Saptaraka Chautisa. Earlier, Hera Panchami was observed in a symbolic way with the recitation of mantras. When India celebrates the 9-day Rath Yatra festival, 108 countries across the world will be doing the same as they have been doing for the past 4 decades. The Chariot Festival has gone global since 1967. It is held in a number of cities across the globe. Celebrations are held in Moscow, New York, Houston, Atlanta, London, Rome, Munich, Berlin, etc., where the traditions are kept alive. Some other venues include Sydney, Nairobi, Mexico City, Dublin, Belfast, Manchester, Birmingham, Buenos Aires, Madrid, Stockholm, Amsterdam, Toronto, Vancouver, Santiago, Kuala Lumpur, Dubai, Oslo, Bangkok, and Dhamrai and Bangladesh, among others. The Odias living in Bahrain have celebrated the Rath Yatra festival with great fervor. In the Srinathji temple in Manama, they followed all the rituals of the Puri Rath Yatra, including Chera Pahara. The founder of the Odia community, Dr. Arun Kumar Praharaj, did the Chera Pahara. The Srinathji temple, which is more than 200 years old, celebrated the festival with more than 10,000 devotees. Rath Yatra was also celebrated this year in the town of Rijswijk in Netherlands by the Odia population there. It is encouraging to see how the Hindu diaspora across the world has helped propagate the festival and witness its growth bit by bit. For the diaspora, this festival is a way to come out to connect with their culture and heritage of their motherland. It is also a way for them to share and showcase their faith to the world. Over the decades, the festival has become extremely popular and attracts a large number of people and devotees. In 2023, more than 20,000 people attended the festival and chanted Hare Krishna along the Fifth Avenue and all throughout Washington Square Park. The first Rath Yatra outside India was held on July 9, 1967 in San Francisco. ISKCON's Hare Krishna movement and A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada popularized the festival globally. A spectacular series of Rath Yatras from November 25th to December 16th was held in Auckland last year. The grand celebration attracted thousands who assembled around the chariots carrying the deities of Lord Jagannath, Balabhadra and Subhadra. Kola Sambara Das, president and chairman of a religious organization in Auckland, says, expanding Rath Yatra is part of our outreach preaching strategies to reach a wider community. In Manchester, the festival starts at noon at Cathedral Gardens. Like in India, devotees kickstart the festival with smashing coconuts, a popular belief of warding off all evils amongst eager devotees waiting for their turn to pull the ropes. Devotees chant and dance all the way. The procession returns to the cathedral gardens by 2 p.m. This is followed by several programs and a feast of sumptuous vegetarian dishes. Dhamrai Jagannath Rath in Bangladesh attracts thousands of people. It is one of the most revered events for Hindus living in Bangladesh. Dhaka Rath Yatra is held in Swami Bagh and is one of the most important events for the Hindu community there. Rath Yatra is not only a religious spectacle but also a culinary extravaganza showcasing a wide variety of traditional delicacies that are deeply connected with the cultural and religious fabric of the region. The most significant culinary highlight of the Rath Yatra is the Mahaprasad, known as Abhada. This sacred food, cooked in the temple kitchens, is offered to Lord Jagannath, Balabhadra, and Subhadra before being distributed among the devotees. Receiving Mahaprasad Prasad during Rath Yatra is a profound experience. It is just not about the taste, it is about the divine blessing that comes with each morsel, says a long-time devotee. Now, let us talk about the return journey. The half-burnt body of Sri Krishna was found as a piece of wood on the mouth of a river at Banki. This piece of wood was brought by Raja Indradyumna, and kept in the Sri Gundicha temple. The Lord came disguised as an old man and constructed an idol from this piece of wood. He made them promise that the door to the temple should not be opened till he had completed his work. But the door was opened after 15 days. The idol was incomplete. This incomplete idol was installed and consecrated in the temple. The Lord said, O king, please bring this idol once a year to its birthplace. That is why the deities of Lord Jagannath, Balabhadra, and Subhadra come to the Sri Gundicha temple every year and then they go back. Bahuda is the festival of the return of the chariots of Lord Jagannath, Balabhadra, and Subhadra from Sri Gundicha temple. This takes place on the 9th day after the start of the Yatra. There is less pomp and grandeur at this return festival, though many devotees attend it. The prasad that is prepared at the Sri Gundicha temple is called Adap Abhada. Now the three deities take their places at the Sri Mandir, waiting for the following year when the great grand festival will be held once again. Thank you.